Rachel here at Pink Puddle Studio, and this is the start of a series I'm creating for you guys called Getting Started with Watercolor. I want to share 18 years of painting knowledge with you all through this series, and to kick it off, we're going to start with one of the most important questions, which is why watercolor? So if you're interested in painting but not sure where to start, I'll tell you why watercolor may be your best starting point. Okay, first, let's rule out any misconceptions you may have about watercolor. Number one, watercolor is only for children. No. Am I a child? I do watercolor all the time. But I can see where you get that idea, because children use it in school, you probably as a child used it in school. It's because it's water soluble, and that just means, non-toxic, but it is a very, very respected medium. So throw that out the window. Number two, you have to have talent to paint. No, you don't, especially to start. I mean, who has talent when they start? They don't even know they have talent. So that just means painting is a very personal art form. So it's really all about your intention. You can use it as a hobby and just to release some creative energy, or you can continue practicing it and developing new skills through it. It's just really what you want it to be. So you don't have to have talent, especially when you start. Also keep in mind that with practice, you can develop any skill. So don't think off the bat you have to be some great artist. A lot of people think that when they watch people on Instagram. No. You should see my flowers from the past. Number three. I want to start a hobby, but it's a really big investment, so I don't think that I can. Okay, watercolor is definitely not a big investment, and it is very, very attainable. Minimum materials, minimum startup costs. You don't need some expensive equipment to start, and you don't need a lot of space, to be honest. So, real talk right here. Okay, so I majored in painting, but why did I major in painting? One of the reasons was how attainable it was. I didn't have to have a light room, which, by the way, I tried photography, I tried ceramics, and yeah, I'm very into personal self space and all that. I like to be alone when I create, so that didn't work either. I just wanted something I could pick up and take with me wherever I wanted. Watercolor is like that. So I would say minimum cost to start up, so don't let that stop you. Okay, so fourth and final misconception is, hey Rach, I don't have a studio space, so I can't create. Well, what does that mean? You don't have a full room dedicated to creating? A lot of us don't have that, but that doesn't mean you can't create. Honestly, if you have a corner of a room, you have a tabletop, watercolor is so attainable that way. That's another reason why watercolor will be a great start for you all, because all you need is a tabletop. So for example, I have a room, but I don't feel creative in that room, so that's why I don't use it right now. I actually put my 2x4 table down here in my living room because of the light, and I feel more inspired down here. I feel the most secure, grounded, inspired, and you want a space like that for yourself. So whether it be in your living room, like in a dining room. I know so many artists that paint on a side table in their dining room because they don't have space anywhere else, but they've made it their space. So designate the space where you feel most creative, and it will be your space that you can go to create. So don't use that as a reason not to paint because you don't have a full room just for painting. You can find a space. Okay, so now that we've gone through the misconceptions and answered the question as to why watercolor, I hope I've really tempted you to explore your creative spirit and energy with me through this series and farther along in your journey. I always love to see what you guys create. So I hope you can join me next week, continuing this series, and we'll be talking about materials and creating your first watercolor kit. So during the series, please tag me on your journey with, Pink Puddle Studio, and also #followyourart, #makeyourfirstmark, because we all know the first mark, from what I've learned, can be the most challenging, and I'm here for you guys, I'm rooting you on, and I want to be on this journey with you. So until next week, happy creating, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.